Okay, why did they do that, right? Well, you're probably wondering, how do you forgive somebody who just said something hurtful to you? Well, watch closely. I'll teach you exactly what to do next. All right, it happened, didn't it? They said those words, it pierced you, it hurt, and now you're sitting here like, what? I could never forgive this person. Ah, but you know you need to, or this is going to eat you up inside. It could be a friendship, right? It could be a really good friendship here, or a really close family member, and somebody just totally just said it in a perfect wrong way, and it just stabbed you straight to your heart. Well, let's talk about this. What's going on here about how to forgive, somebody who said something that really, really has hurt you. Okay, first let's consider what happened in the situation. You don't really know what was going on in that person's life. Because here's a rule of thumb that I follow, and it helps me survive amongst the human race, is I got to remind myself that hurt people hurt people. So if somebody has hurt you, guess what? They're hurting. They're not sitting over there just like all fine and doing good on the inside. The only reason somebody would lash out and say something that would hurt you is because they're already hurting. Now, does that make it okay what they said? No, it doesn't make it okay. But it does help you get some perspective of why did they do that? Because that is one of your questions. Why did they say that? And that's actually a question you can't figure out by yourself. How will you ever figure out why they said that? And it's because you don't know the answer to that question, that it eats you up inside. Because it was not normal. It was uncalled for. And now it's happened. But just to help satisfy that question of why did it happen? Hurt people hurt people. So they're hurt. They're a little bit rotten inside. They've got a scar. They've got a wound. They might even still be emotionally bleeding or mentally bleeding from when they got wounded. And now they've just acted out on you. So I guess what this is doing for you is helping you realize there are some levels of mercy here to have on this person. Now, but you're still hurt. Now be careful, because one of the ways that we naturally try to come back from being hurt is we want to hurt them back, meaning vengeance, or getting back at them, or saying something, or spreading gossip, or all these other ways that we could literally rally up some hurt to go back at them, because we think if we could hurt them back, it'll make us feel better. But let's get to the truth of that. You just look as bad as they do. So step away from the gonna do something back to them, or gossip about them, or spread the story about them, because it's only gonna make you as bad as what has happened. So don't get into that. This is a moment where you've been hurt, and you can manage this. You can do something about this. You can recover from this. But you don't need to lash out at other people. You don't need to spread it around to try to get back at them. It never turns out good. You might end up apologizing to them because of all the gossip you spread about them. And it's like, wait a second, they started it. So you be the person who ends it. You be the person who's smart enough and wise enough right now that you end this hurt. Because if hurt people, now you're hurt. Are you now going to start hurting others? Are you really going to be part of this whole mess? No, you're going to be the part of the solution, not part of the problem. So what do you do? Right? What do you do? Well, first, there needs to be some truth spoken. And the truth being spoken means you really tell yourself how you feel. Like, really, how bad does it hurt? Now I know this too. You might be like me where you wish you could talk to somebody. But if you go talk to somebody, you've got to make sure that they understand you're just trying to recover from this. You're not trying to spread gossip. So that person has got to be super dependable and very reliable and trustworthy, that they don't go around spreading stories. The other thing you do when you go talk to a friend about this, so you can really express how you feel and work yourself through that talk therapy, don't mention names. And don't mention anything that would point at a particular person. If you mention their name and you call out the details of them and their name, you're just facilitating gossip. And now you're going to be passing along the hurt. So I think it's very valuable to talk it out with somebody. Leave out the name, leave out the dates, leave out the details that could incriminate somebody. That makes sense? So one way is to talk your way through it and to fully express the truth of how bad you're hurt. You know why they did it, because they're just hurt and they passed it on to you. Now you got number 2, where you can express it. Now number 3 is, as you're expressing it, you're gonna need a little bit of time to literally just get through this moment. And so after you talk to your friend, or if you choose to, just journal about it, at the end here of doing this, it still doesn't make it totally fixed and fine. This is where I turn to music. For some reason, there are musicians out there who've already wrote the stories and wrote the lyrics and wrote the songs that fit scenarios like this. I remember being hurt by what somebody said, and it was really brutal what they did. And man, I was doing everything I could to just own the moment and not spread gossip about it. I was cruising through, online music, trying to find songs. And I found this song that, I'm not kidding, the song was written perfectly for my situation. And I found this song, I purchased the song, I sat there at my computer playing the song over and over and over and over again. And Kim, my wife, she was walking down the hall and she popped her head in my office and she goes, "This is like the 20th time you've listened to this song." And I said, "Yeah, listen to the lyrics." And she listened to the lyrics and she looked at me and went, "That song is perfect for you right now with what's happened." I go, "Yeah." She goes, "Is it working?" I go, "Yeah, it's working." For some reason, it's just cool. It's magical. Maybe it's scientific, but I think it's just magical. When I can find a song and the song can play through and the lyrics can play through, it allows me to work through the situation because somebody else understands through that music. And music is already healing, right? So number 1, don't pass on the story to other people. Number 2, get somebody to talk to you, or just write out all your feelings and thoughts on paper or in a journal. Number 3, get connected to some music. And you'll find the song. There's plenty of them out there that are going to connect with you. But find the music, play the music. Now the next song you find has got to be your comeback song. Because you know how there's songs about being hurt because of other people and what happened there. But there's other music where it's a comeback song. Now, you can do what most people do, where most people just struggle with the situation for days and weeks and months, and they struggle with it. I don't want to struggle. I want to move through this. Like, come on, let's recover, let's heal, let's get going. And so I find my comeback song. And there are lots of comeback songs out there. Like literally, it's like this happened to me, but now this is the kind of person I am. There's some great songs out there, and don't worry, they're always in the music list, and you just gotta go look for your comeback song. So I've got my "They Understand Me" song, and then I have my comeback song, and that pulls me up and out of my emotional slump because of what that person said. Really, this is my process to literally work through this, and I gotta tell you, being a public speaker, I've been in front of tens and tens and tens and tens of thousands of people in giving presentations, which gives plenty of opportunity for people to say things that are hurtful. I've literally lived the last 18 years of my life with the public, somebody in the public, at least once a week, saying something really mean at me. And here I am helping people become positive and be happy. But there's always these people out there that just are just mean and grumpy and they're hurt. And they want to hurt me. So I've spent the last 18 years of my life figuring out how to shorten this process down. And so I can recover and not have it keep causing damage inside of me. But I think music is going to be a fantastic way for you to recover. But it's the type of song you pick. I hope you're with me so far on how this is working, because you can get through this in a short amount of time. And be careful. You're going to, in your fleshy kind of ego mind, you're going to want to do something back at that person. You got to let that go. Let it go. Don't turn into a person who's hurt and hurts other people. And doing something back to them, it makes you a hurtful person. Don't do it. Don't do it. There's too many weak-minded people who are doing that today. And they're just passing along the hurt from one person to the next, and it's causing a lot of relationship issues in the world. Be smart, follow the steps I gave you, and that last song, your comeback song, once you find one, find 4 more. Get 5 comeback songs on a playlist. And you listen to the other song to, make sure, okay, somebody understands me. But now you just fill your mind and fill your heart full of these comeback songs. And watch, you'll recover in a really short amount of time. You're worth it. Don't let this drag you down. Don't let it stop you. Music will move you back to where you were. It's powerful. Hey, good job. You're on a good road now. Don't blame anybody about it. Do some good work. Hey, and talking about good work, why don't you connect to me through my website and subscribe to this? So look in the description below, click on my website, let's stay connected, and I hope to see you tomorrow with the next video.